Hello, everyone. Let's say hello to Maliki. If you were at Maliki's, I don't even want to call it a memorial service. It was like Maliki's party last Thursday night. It was incredible. I always think telling a story is a little bit more effective when you have a photo of what you're talking about. So I was a radio car cop in the South Bronx for many, many years, down on 138th Street. Okay, there was no celebrities running around down there like, in Manhattan. But there was one celebrity who used to come there every year. Her name is Saint Mother Teresa. Wow. So, after working there for a bunch of years, my commanding officer and I got pretty friendly. We used to have a drink together. And he'd say to me, Al, I got a call today. Mother Teresa, the missionaries of charity. That's her order. I got a call today. Mother Teresa's coming in. And take an unmarked car, go over there. You're a level-headed guy. You know what to do. Stay with her. He goes, you want to put in overtime for it, stay with her. Whatever she needs, take her around, the whole thing like that. So, there I went. It was over on 144th Street and Convent Avenue, I believe, South Bronx, just off Morris Avenue, 3rd Avenue. So this went on for several years. Mother Teresa used to come in every year, and they used to call the precinct and said, is that how Gonzalez working? He said, yeah, he is. Could you send him over? So yeah, every year I would go over there and I'd stay with her, and she used to tend to her garden. She used to grow tomatoes and vegetables and all sorts of things, and get her hands dirty with the soil and everything. And I talked to her, and she gave me rosary beads that she blessed, which I still have. Well, one time I get a call from my captain. He says, Al, he goes, listen, go over there. I just got the call. Princess Diana's coming up from Washington, D.C. And she's going to visit Mother Teresa. Go over there, see what's going on and stay with them. He goes, I'm going to come over later. So, wouldn't you know it, I get over there and Mother Teresa's all excited. Like a kid on Christmas. She says, Princess Diana's coming up. She says, we're good friends. We talk on the phone, and she's been going through a rough time. This is 1997, June of 97. So, I don't know if you can see it, but here's a picture from that day when Diana came up to see Mother Teresa. So, there was about 100 press photographers there. Somebody got the word, and they're all there. And this picture, it's in a few books, but if you look right over here where I'm cropped out, then I'm standing I saw it on a couple of TV shows. And so Diana gets there, and she gets out of her car. And I look at the car, and there's only a man driving this car. And I said, that's awful strange. She has no security at all. So my commanding officer showed up, and I said, I went over to him. I said, Cap, I just talked to the driver. He's a driver from the consulate. He's not even armed. He's just a driver. He goes, yeah. He goes, that doesn't look good. He goes, what do you think? What do you want to do? I said, well, listen, they're going back to Teterboro Airport in Jersey. I'm a Jersey boy. I grew up like 10 minutes from there. I said, I'll put her in my car, and I'll take her over to Teterboro. And if that guy wants to follow, then fine, but at least she's got some security. He goes, good idea. He goes, don't do anything crazy. I said, fine. So, Diana comes out from visiting Mother Teresa. The guy from the consulate says, listen, do you mind, you're gonna ride with this officer. We're gonna take you to Teterboro. She says, fine, no problem. I want to tell you something about Diana. She was radiant. Skin was flawless. Well put together. I mean, just looking at this woman, I mean, just immaculately put together. Her skin was just like gleaming. Really impressive. She got into the back seat. I had an unmarked car at this point. Does not say NYPD on it, nothing. Right? So I said to her, I'd introduced myself, and I said, you know, this is the South Bronx. You should have some security. She said, I'm fine with that. She goes, I don't have security because I don't trust them. Wow. I feel that they're spying on me. And she probably was right. Okay, so here we go. So that day, the Mets were playing the Yankees at Yankee Stadium, the Subway Series. The whole South Bronx is locked up. Gridlock, you can't get anywhere. Major Deegan, forget it. Okay? So I take her the back way. We go up the Grand Concourse, and we're going to snake our way up to the GW Bridge and over to Teterboro from there. In doing that, I am not going through any red lights. I'm just like driving like any other car there. Okay? I'm not going to jeopardize her safety. And I told her that, and she says, I'm fine with that. She goes, the plane will wait for me. So here we're going through the side streets of the South Bronx. And there's music blasting. It's a Puerto Rican, Dominican neighborhood. The people are doing the salsa from boom boxes, the whole thing. And she's looking at it and she's loving it. She goes, look at this. She goes, I don't get to see this all the time. Now she puts the window down a little bit. She wants to hear it more. I said, okay. I said, I got to ask you one thing. Would you put your seatbelt on? She said, would you mind if I didn't wear it? Because it wrinkles my clothes. I remember that. Fine. So we're going through the streets of the South Bronx, and now people are looking in the car and they see her. They start coming up to the window and waving to her and speaking to her in Spanish and English. And she's loving it. She says, I'm having so much fun. She goes, I don't get to see this. And I said, the people love you. You could tell that. They're not, they're not a threat. This is the poorest neighborhood in America, I told her. Where we are right now, when they do the poverty surveys, this is as poor as it gets. And she said, well, I'm very impressed by everything I see here, and it looks like a lot of fun. So finally we make our way up to the George Washington Bridge, over to Teterboro. I get her there safe. We get out of the car. She gives me a nice hug. And she says, thank you. I want to tell you I had so much fun on this ride today. 2 months later, in August 1997, when I took her, it was June 1997. 2 months later, my night of my 40th birthday party, we hear the reports, Princess Diana has been in a serious car accident, and it doesn't look good. And then finally the news came that she passed away. She did not wear a seatbelt. And I thought to that moment when I had asked her to put the seatbelt on, and the reason she didn't want to wear it because it wrinkled her clothes. That woman would be alive today had she worn her seatbelt. Okay? And as ironic as life is, the week after Diana passed, Mother Teresa passed. Wow. Exactly 1 week. So that's my story. The South Bronx, you never know who you are.